Hey guys, welcome to my season's Q&A. I'm just going to get right into the questions that were asked in regards to the book release. So, how long did it take me to write my book? My book was actually inspired by my blog. So, I had my blog on WordPress, and I started this blog when I dropped out of college. Yes, I'm a college dropout, totally taking the narrow path, the path less traveled. Yeah, so after I dropped out of college, I started a blog, and I really just wanted to talk about the journey and, what it is that I was going through, what does it take, with the intentions to just pretty much inspire people. And that was fun. That lasted for 3 years. I was writing for 3 years. I stopped writing because, I started the blog when I just turned 21. So writing for so long on something, there was a slight discouragement because, I felt the blog was growing yearly as I was, being consistent and continuous with the post. But I just felt like, all in all, I still am very proud of my blog, and I think that it is very insightful and it can help a lot of people. There's a little over 1,000 posts on the blog. It's the thecreatives.site. It's still up if you want to take a look. So for me, it was time to progress into something a little bit more, I don't want to say sophisticated, but just a little bit more solid. So that was just kind of like the stomping ground. With the blog, it's so crazy. I never had any intentions on writing a book. As I was writing for the years, I did mention on the blog that I was going to write a book, but it was this memoir that I was going to post, which I didn't have intentions on posting that until like a couple years from now. So Seasons was just kind of like something that essentially just happened organically. So I definitely am so proud of the work. So with my blog and my book, so that's kind of what it talks about, and it just kind of talks about the journey. I think not seasons, the blog didn't do as well as I may have expected it to do because, one, a lot of people didn't know about it, but I also still feel, and I say this very confidently, it was ahead of its time. There was no one that I knew personally that was literally blogging about their dream, like chasing their dreams, So I personally just feel like the blog was a little bit ahead of its time. So collectively, like I said, because my book was inspired by my blog and it was my truths, it didn't really take me long. It only took me about like 3 days, maybe a week. I think it was probably less than a week, like just an odd number amount of days to finish the book. The hardest part, honestly, was just sitting down and writing it, but I remember staying up till like 3 a.m., maybe even later, like 5, 6 in the morning, just finishing it because procrastination is a mother lover. Did it take long to publish it, and how did I publish it? So I did a lot of research in regards to publishing. Like, there is a lot of information that you should really look into before just going out and publishing your book. You can do self-publishing, and you can also just seek to work with like a distributor in regards to publishing your book. Me personally, so once I had in my mind that I was going to write a book, there was this, it was like an event at the convention, at the Duke Energy Convention Center, where there was just like a plethora of authors, and you were able to meet with them, and they just were like talking about their books and stuff like that. So I was getting information from that. I also looked into YouTube, a lot of different YouTube videos from people who have written books. I've read a lot of books. I love reading. So what really took long for me publishing my book was making sure that I had an adequate amount of research. Like, I didn't want to just throw my book out there and it's just like, whatever, because, my intention was to inspire and to reach people with this book. So I kind of wanted to still have a little bit of accountability and just kind of like a hands-on experience with my readers. So I'll be making a second video on how to actually publish a book, and I will be giving you guys all the resources, all the tips, everything that I use. And so, yeah. Let's see. Was I nervous? Now, I was nervous because I am very conservative. I live a very private life. Like, I'm not one to be just like very vocal and like, flamboyant, and you know what I mean? So I was very nervous because my book is my truth, it's my little baby, and it's just so personal. So yeah, I was a little nervous, but I'm so happy that I did it. Looking back, now that my book is finished and literally in my hand. I would grab it, but it's like all the way over there, so whatever. I'm gonna grab it anyway. If I can find it. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Here's my baby, and she's finished. It's a matte cover. You kind of can see it. There it is. Yeah, it's a matte cover. Yeah, there she is. So yeah, I was nervous because it was my life that I was putting out there on the line. So yeah. So what is my book about? Oh my goodness, my book is about my truths. You know, it's about my truths. It's literally me walking you through seasons of my life. You know, that's and I say that, and I know it sounds very vague, but it's beautiful. So you're in for a treat, honestly. What inspires me? Art, nature. I think literally to me everything is art. Nature, people, comfort, like literally. And I know that sounds like so cliche, but I'm serious. Like art literally inspires me. Yeah. So art in every sense. You know, music, architecture, the whole nine. Painting. I paint, so art inspires me. Who inspires me? I really am inspired by a lot of different people, a lot of different things. One of my biggest motivators, though, for me personally, is love. So, yeah. The cover of the book. Okay, so I actually sketched this cover out. I designed it myself. I did it on my MacBook at on Preview. I just literally went to Google. I picked out a black picture, and I just used my marker, sent it to a graphic designer, had them touch it up. This here, if you can kind of see it, it's called Seasons, but this here is actually a kind of like a salt shaker with, oh my goodness, this is so trash. You're gonna have to wait till like focuses in. Yeah, so this here is actually a pepper shaker, and that's soil, and these are plants. I came up with this idea because, well, it's called Seasons, but I'm also African American, so I just thought it was pretty cool to kind of talk about that. And the chapters of my book are relating to essentially becoming full and whole in like a garden, essentially, because, well, nature inspires me. So that's where I got that from. And man, it's so crazy just thinking about that. Even sitting here with this, making this video, talking about this book, it gives me so much joy and excitement because I'm like, dang, you know, I'm so thankful to have really brought my vision to life. And that is why you must never give up on your dreams, and you must keep going, and you must never focus on your faults. I actually uploaded a rough draft of like all of the sketches that I had before I sent it over to the graphic designer, and you guys would literally crack up. Like, if I knew how to edit YouTube videos, I would include it, but maybe later on down the line, I'll go back, and maybe in the next video, I'll find someone to help me include those sketches. But it's so funny because it's like, if you would look at that, you'd be like, and that was the end result, you know? So having a team is totally everything, and I'm so thankful for that. And I will be sharing my resources again in the next video. Can you guys like chill? Those are my dogs. Clearly, they don't care about what I have to say. So yeah. So the last question. Dealing with naysayers. Well, actually, there's a question after this, but dealing with naysayers. First of all, I want you guys to know when you're starting out on something, right? You're taking the path less traveled, right? You're not gonna have any supporters. Like if you're doing something that's very uncommon, you're not gonna have any supporters because it's not common. People don't understand what it is that you're doing, so don't expect that. Like let that not be your expectation. And what you must realize is that you hear me clearly when I say this. This was something I had to learn, and it literally set me free, right? The truth will set you free. You're not for everybody, okay? You're not for everybody. Your content, whatever it is that you may do, your art, it's not for everybody. It's not going to speak for everybody. You know, you are not going to speak to every single person on the planet. If you do, that's great. But I'm just saying, like, you know, don't set out with this expectation for yourself. So in regards to naysayers, you have to just let people. You can't let people get to you. You know what I mean? Like, everybody is entitled to their opinion. Respect the opinions of others and keep it pushing. Like, don't let somebody else's commentary, negative commentary anyway, stop you from what it is that you're doing. And what you have to also realize is you don't have to accept that. You know, anybody who is kind of like being nasty or being unsupportive, like at the end of the day, you don't gotta accept that. So tell them to keep it pushing. And this was from my girl asked me this one. What would be my advice in regards to just like people who enter your life and they don't even know who they are and they try to give you advice? I don't know what it is with human beings, but we have this need to control one another. So I feel like when someone doesn't have control of their life and what it is that they got going on, they want to come and try to tell you what it is that you got going on. And honestly, I would say I think that's because, you know, maybe you're too nice. You know what I mean? I used to be that type of girl, but now, honey, I'm kind, but I'm not nice. So, you know, like I said, you don't have to accept that. And most people, they don't really know, like, everybody's, if you're in your 20s, well, I don't know, there's some people who are like in their 30s and 40s. It's a self-discovery journey. So just don't accept advice from other people, especially if they're not what you consider success. Like, you want to take advice from people who you consider successful, and that's why it's very important to get your own definition on what is success mean to you. You know, for me, my definition of success is someone who is prosperous mentally, spiritually, physically, and emotionally, and of course, you know, financially too. But I feel today's society, everybody kind of tends to lean towards the advice from people who may be financially prosperous, or what they may consider or even view as financial prosperity. So don't listen to other people. You never want to look back in your life and realize just how many of the decisions were influenced by others, and now you're in this pit and you're trying to get yourself out. So take advice from those who are wise, from those who, you know, you can benefit from, and from those who are in a healthy space. Okay, you don't want to be taking advice from somebody who, you know, is on crack. Okay, that wouldn't be very smart. So, okay, thanks guys for watching. I will be posting another video. I hope this one was a little bit insightful in regards to my book. I don't want it to be too long, and I'm excited. I will be releasing the release date for my book this month. So, seasons, be on the lookout.